Good morning. My name is Oscar Gonzalez, and I am here with Mariana Garcia Torres. And on behalf of the ADA National Network and the Spanish Language Outreach Project, we are introducing a new series of videos that aim to inform the Spanish-speaking community about their rights and the Americans with Disability Act. This presentation includes a short introduction of this video series, its background, and the goals of this project. All right, slide number 2. We do have a disclaimer. The content of this video does not necessarily represent the views of NIDLR or ACL, and you should not assume endorsement by the federal government. Slide number 3. So what is the ADA National Network? The Americans with Disabilities Act National Network provides information, guidance, and training on how to implement the ADA in order to support its mission to assure equality of opportunity, full participation, independent living, and economic self-sufficiency for individuals with disabilities. Slide number 4. So what services are provided by the ADA National Network? The ADA National Network is not an enforcement or regulatory agency, but a helpful resource supporting the ADA's mission to make possible for everyone with a disability to live a life of freedom and equality. Below is a list of multiple resources available through the ADA National Network. Slide number 5. And how is the ADA National Network structured? So the ADA National Network consists of 10 regional ADA centers located throughout the United States and an ADA Knowledge Translation Center. Each regional ADA center focuses on its region's unique needs. This regional focus is critical to ensuring that the ADA National Network services meet the needs and diversity of populations and individuals throughout the country. And now Mariana will discuss a little bit more information about the objectives of this video.
Slide number 6. Thank you, Oscar. So what are the objectives of this video? So this presentation will provide context for this video series and describe the importance of this new initiative for community members in the Spanish-speaking community. This presentation will also review the goals of the video series and its structure. Slide number 7. So what is the context? So Spanish-speaking communities in the United States are extremely diverse. Hispanic, Latino, Latina are the most common terms used to describe these communities. Throughout this video, we will use these words interchangeably. In the United States, there are 62.1 million Hispanic, Latino, or Latina people. As of 2018, there were 5.3 million Latinos with disabilities in the US, with the numbers growing across the country. Although the numbers are growing, this group continues to face underrepresentation and access disparities in education, healthcare, employment, and civil rights. These barriers impact the access to information, including about disability and rights. So on the right side of this slide, you can see a map of the United States with flags of countries from Central and South America to represent Latinos in the US. Slide 8. So, understanding the growing numbers of Latinos in the US, the ADA National Network recently completed a research study interviewing community members across the United States in relation to the ADA, civil rights, and access to information for the Spanish-speaking community. In this study, 46 community members participated in these interviews. These community members included parents, community resource managers, religious leaders, and volunteers, among many others. 14 other people who work for national organizations dedicated to supporting Latinos and or people with disabilities in their local community also participated in the interviews to offer a more organizational view of these issues. So on this slide, you can see an image of a map of the US with 19 different states in which the interviews took place, as well as 60 human figures, highlighting 46 in dark blue, which represent the community members, and 14 in light blue, representing the staff from national organizations. Slide number 9. So what did we find? So the study found that people in the Spanish speaking community do not have enough information about the laws that protect people with disabilities in the United States. Some of the reasons why this happens are related to language barriers, lack of information in Spanish about rights, fear and lack of trust in the system, and a significant cultural stigma and fear associated with disability or any other health condition. Slide number 10. So why did the national network create this video series? So after following the recommendations from these community members and listening to their experiences, we are developing this video series to reduce and address some of the barriers found in the study. This video is dedicated to the unique experiences of the Latino community and aims to educate the community in relation to the rights of people with disabilities and more specifically about the ADA. Slide 11. So who are you and who is this video series for? So this video series is intended for people who belong to the Latino community, as well as those who provide services, resources, support, or any other activity. And these may include Latinos with disabilities, family of people with disabilities, professionals that work with Latinos with disabilities, or anyone looking to better understand disability and the rights in the United States. And community members can serve multiple roles. So focusing on our roles is important so that we can identify areas where we can better support our community and understand and apply new knowledge related to rights and the Americans with Disabilities Act. So this can include informing our community, offering a service, guiding, teaching, or complying with the laws in pursuit of equality. It is important that each person in this audience understands his or her responsibilities to the community and seeks the necessary tools to better educate and empower our Latino communities with disabilities. Slide 12. So after all of that, what are the goals of this video series? So this video series has three main goals. The first is to provide tailored information for the Latino community in relation to the Americans with Disabilities Act. Second, the ADA National Network aims to address some of the barriers identified in the study conducted by the National Network in relation to accessing information about the ADA by doing the following: reviewing the concept of disability using a culturally appropriate approach, understanding the barriers that Latino and Latinas face in terms of their rights, reviewing some basic concepts related to the law and disability to create a better context to understand the ADA, identifying how the ADA and other rights support and protect Latinos with disabilities, and understanding each of our roles in the community to support individuals with disabilities. And then finally, to provide information about regional centers and resources for community members. Slide 13. So how are these video series structured? So this video series has 5 parts. So it is recommended that you watch all 5 videos in order to have a better understanding of the material as it builds. So in the first part, we will focus on the definition of disability and the barriers associated with disability in the community. This video also covers how to talk about disability, considering the barriers associated with disability in the Latino community. In the second video, we will describe the barriers identified in our study and provide recommendations to address them. The third video will introduce and discuss some legal concepts and terminology that Latinos might find difficult to understand. We will discuss briefly some of the major laws that protect people with disabilities in the US. The fourth video covers the basics of the ADA and its structure. And we will follow 3 main cases and examples of real people across the videos that will help the audience to understand the different aspects of the intersection of disability and the Latino community, um, just to better see how the law applies in all these cases, show the topics we will be talking about. Finally, the fifth video will address the role of community members and how each member can use the information provided in each video for the benefit of the local community. Slide number 14. So what is next? So with this introduction, we will invite you to start the video series watching part 1, which will be talking about disability, stigma, and language.